Alright, we're taking notes on this bitch. This was a fucking magical rainbows, unicorns, like, God. It's the kind of thing that when you see a build like this as a caster, it's like, you know what? I don't care about anything in my life that's not as good as I want it to be. Who needs women when you have such good timings from forGG? Seriously. Oh my God. Alright. This build was so dirty. This was really just a magnificent series that forGG played versus Oz. I did not. I don't know. Some of the Terran players like wrecked Protoss face so hard, but forGG does a 15 gas opening, so this is pretty typical. I'll go through the standard opening again. 10 depot, 12 racks, 15 gas. Thanks, Nathan. No problem, little Jimmy. And Oz is gonna do a pretty greedy build. He's gonna go for an expand at very fast. He actually goes for a 15 supply gateway into a Nexus. So Oz is gonna be greedy. So forGG, this is something that actually really caught me off guard when I was casting this match. He builds one Marine and then a Reaper. So one Marine, then Reaper, which no one does. Nobody. If you're gonna open Reaper, you almost 100% of the time get a Reaper at like really fast. You want a fast Reaper, but I mean, I guess if the Reaper can be maneuvered properly, you don't actually have to run into that issue of getting caught. So Reaper is being produced. Oz is going to scout with a probe, and forGG gets a command center. Like, this is nothing at all. This is not at all what we normally see out of 15 gas. So forGG gets what? A command center and 20 supply? What is this? What is this? So unreal, man. It's like shake and bake, except it's probably actually good to eat. I've never actually had shake and bake before, but to be honest, I'm not that pumped for it. So after this, forGG gets Tech Lab. So I'll give you a supply for the Tech Lab, I guess. Looks like it's just going to be like 21. Yeah. 21 Tech Lab. So after the Reaper, you get a Tech Lab. And then forGG is going to add on 2 barracks. So, what, 22 supply. So it's going to be 22 double racks. Racks on racks on racks. So now, Stim ooh, such a fast Stim. So I'll even put that one in there. I'll even put the most redundant information possible into these notes, just so you have it as detailed as you want. Because this build was dirtier than a hobo that hasn't showered in 5 years. And to be fair, if you only haven't showered in 5 years and you're a hobo, probably, I feel like that's probably good for a hobo, in all honesty. Most of them are like hobos forever, aren't they? I don't know. But gets an orbital command up. Still on 1 gas geyser for a while. He's going to go double reactor. So these 2 racks, let's just put an arrow here saying, boom, double reactor. Double racks, double reactor. And builds up his... It's building up. So that's about it. He's just making Marines. He's not doing anything weird. He's going to get an engineering bay. Okay, so it'll be like... Engineering bay timing isn't that important. So it'll be like 31, eBay, boom, whatever. Marine's like shoving off, and Oz is like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop. Stop. Second gas, so but like 32 supply. So, gets that. Okay. Anything else interesting, Nathan? No, not yet, Johnny. But he's gonna move that as natural. He's got a lot of Marine production now. He's pumping out 5 of those suckers at a time, like a boss. And then he's going to start his factory. So this is a super late factory. It's not even that late, because it only feels late because you already have your add-ons. But that's because this build was so well timed. So forGG is at, what, 46 supply. It's going to be factory. And we'll also time it at 7 minutes. This factory's at 7 minutes. So forGG's like, okay, let's get this. And then he's just going to move this little ball of Marines out. That's it, because look how fast his Stim is done. forGG's Stim is done. It's 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes. He has Stim. Like, Oz, man, this bitch ain't got no clue what's coming at him. He's just gonna be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go for a poke. And then forGG's like, hey, what's up, dude? Starts to push in there. He's going to stim one Marine over to check the third base. He's going to continue to press forward. And the Observer is going to come up here and he's going to be like, well, this looks like a standard setup, right? So Factory's going to finish. But now forGG is running up towards the natural. And this is where shit gets a little kinky. Mothership Crow does have energy for Photon Overcharge. But forGG is going to run up here and just snipe all these expensive units. Sentry's dead. Stalker dead. Runs up into the main base. And, you know, he doesn't do as much damage as he could here because this Time Warp does hurt him a little bit. A second Time Warp as well. So forGG's Stim will wear off, and it'll be like, oh, okay. But what he did was significant. There's no more sentries on the field. He burned the Photon Overcharge and he burned all the energy on the Mothership Core. So he managed at the same time to kill 3 probes, 2 Stalkers, a Sentry. That's not bad for 8 Marines. Not bad at all. Not by any means. And then forGG just kind of follows on up. Gets the starport going, and he's still going to have medevacs out of 10 minutes. Boom, medevac production starts at 9 minutes. So he is still going to nail the regular timing so well. Starts combat shield, still has a ton of Marine production going for him. Gets a gas at his third base, and this is just such a, I don't know. It moves you into a standard Terran versus Protoss setup, but it's just so good. It's just such a good setup. I really, really love this build by forGG. And now we do have a Colossus, like, finally on the way for Oz, but this game does not go on super long. Yeah, got about 6 more minutes. So. He does a good amount of damage, and forGG, he does this really aggressively, trying to kill this natural command center, and he actually does get it. I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly. Colossus steps forward a little bit, Photon overcharges there, but he just keeps rallying his forces forward, putting out these medevacs. He gets his third command center, but you're gonna keep in mind though all this damage on this natural. I want you to just look at this, okay? He's took about 300 hit points off of it, and all of the shields, and the shields do not regenerate that fast. So forGG's now going to come up here with a follow-up attack. He's going to go for a double drop in the main base, so this bad boy is going to be able to do a little bit of damage. The Colossus is on the left side of the main base, and now forGG has all these Marines. Look how weakened this thing was. It's at about half of its total health if you count the shields. So he's going to come up here, pick off a couple of these units. The drop in the main base is going to be thwarted for now. Still recovering some of the shields on here. He's now up to about 1,000 total hit points almost on that Nexus. Oz wants to try to block this third base. forGG not going to have too much difficulty with that, and he's going to move into Hellbats as well. I really, really love Terran players that are mixing in Hellbats to the regular army compositions. It's so good. So yeah. But yeah. So. And then forGG just macros like a boss and kills him at like 16 minutes. Such a big attack. He's got Hellbats and everything. And you don't even need that many Hellbats to deal charge lots. Like, you just need a couple of them. And then, yeah. So, I don't know. This game was really fun to watch just because forGG did a very standard build, but with a really kinky timing. Like, I don't know, man. So much stuff here. And he just wallops him. He's got a good Viking count as well. And then that's pretty much it. He just kind of kills him.